One of the great joys of my life as a priest is the ministry that I've had through the years with women in prison. I worked at a state prison, and now I'm working at a county prison. And it's a great joy to be with the women and what's going on there. I tell them that this is a deep experience of Christ when I'm with them. And I think that has a relationship to today's gospel, the story of the woman caught in adultery. The story is that of a woman who is caught in adultery by two men, and that was what the prescription of the law said, that two men have to catch them in the act of adultery. They have to see that, and then they bring this woman out and make her stand in the presence of Jesus and a big crowd right there in the temple grounds. I make the relationship between this scene and that of the women that I deal with in the prison with regard to the humiliation and the degradation that they go through for their crimes. They're people that are really brought down. And I can only imagine this woman standing, perhaps clutching her garments, trying to have some sense of dignity. And Jesus responds to this, not necessarily saying, oh, it's fine what you did, go on, but saying, let's make sure whenever we face sin, as I think when I go to prison and I'm with the women, that I'm a sinner too. And I've got to be very careful about the judgments that I make of people that sometimes we want to put on an outside corner of our world. Jesus calls us, as he did to the people around there, to think of our own sins and not throw the stone in the first way, even though she was up for being killed. It was the law of Moses. The law of Moses said that when you're caught in adultery, you should be stoned to death. And they're trying to see, and they're pushing Christ as to how much mercy, how much forgiveness do you give? But his reply was just an honest evaluation of your own life. How much of a sinner are you? And as I work with the women, I'm hearing that echo in my own life, that call to realize that I'm a sinner too, and that I've got to be so close to, or far from, trying to condemn these people. Jesus says, sin no more. May we learn from this a beautiful lesson. And then may we think about even the idea of condemning people to death. I've known some of the women that have been condemned to death. Can we turn away from that and start to have perhaps a brand new understanding of the place of those that are in prison in our life?